Alright guys, we got a huge problem on this account, and it looks like the Skinwalker faction because, oh my god, for some reason is this faction crypt so far behind everything else it's not even funny. I mean, I'm kind of destroying on most of them. I've got a few that are kind of lagging behind, but nothing like the Skinwalker crypt where we are stuck all up and on stage 12. What the hell is this, man? This is a 1 year old account, and so it is time to fix this, man. Huge champion upgrades incoming. Also, does anybody have any idea at all when the new faction might be arriving? That's another thing I'm a little bit worried about as well. I should really just kind of get my ish together and get Lydia secured. I feel kind of as soon as possible before the new faction comes out, and then all of a sudden I have to collect even more Faction Wars stars in order to get the Lydia, you know, it kind of kicks the can down the road a bit. We want to avoid that as best we possibly can. And so for that reason, the time has come. Now, this is what my Skinwalker's faction team looks like right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid, I think, of the Scabrius. This is a guy that I wanted to have work out. He brings a poison on his A1 and a tackle with a leech debuff as well on his A2. That's fine. It's like very solid skill, but the rest of his kit is just not kind of doing it, right? It's not that amazing into the general content requirements, like the waves of enemies into Faction Wars. Not working out so hot. Instead, I've went ahead and prepared and I kept him up at level 50. We're going to go ahead and take him up to level 60 in this video. I kept him all kinds of poison damage, all kinds of AoE attacks, all kinds of hex debuffs and debuff spread and all of that good stuff. I think a Kemptum is going to be a much more efficient champ for us to take up to max level, and this is what the team is gonna look like. Let's rank up some of these champs, man. Now, before we grit our teeth and get this done, let me tell you a faction I haven't been struggling with ever since getting my hands on good old Karato Fox Hunter. It's, of course, the Shadowkin faction. And you can get your hands on Karato Fox Hunter completely for free as a free starter legendary simply by starting off a new raid account right now using my beginner promo link at the top of the video description box below. Karato Fox Hunter plus 3 additional epic champions as you level up your account. It's the best goddamn beginner promo link going, so make sure you use it when setting up a new raid account, man. Alright, let's do this. Starting off with good old Samson the Masher as the first champion that we're going to be going ahead and ranking up. His skills aren't booked out. I don't know if I'll ever book out Samson the Masher, to be honest, but honestly, as far as Faction Wars damage dealers go, he's an HP based legendary, which makes him very survivable indeed. His A1 is a double hitter that brings a chance of placing a stun, which is a great bit of utility to have. His A2 is an attack all enemies. It also places an extra hit if this attack kills an enemy, and so he hits pretty hard, man. He does a pretty good job of sort of mowing his way through the waves, and also brings an increased accuracy buff on all allies as well, and then grants an extra 10, on his A3 too. So he's just a solid Faction War style champ. Will I use him anywhere else on the account? I don't think so, you know, probably not. But at the end of the day, when a faction is this far behind and I've held out for so long trying to get better options to help me out in Skinwalker's Faction Wars, it just hasn't materialized. I think that the time is now to go ahead and pull the trigger on Big Man Samson. Now, a champ I will not be ranking up any further is going to be Tolog. This guy is fine to be left, I believe, at level 50. And honestly, this is one of those rare champions that is just awesome. A little bit underrated, a little bit slept on. I don't see him get spoken about quite enough. It brings all kinds of healing, bit of self-healing on his A1, brings increased defense buff as well, and some continuous heal buff action on his A2, which is just lovely. And it might not seem like the strongest continuous heal buff in the world, but his passive makes it so that whenever a 15% continuous heal buff placed by an ally from the Skinwalker's faction expires, it gets replaced instead by a 7.5% version of a continuous heal buff instead. And so his continuous heal buff is actually a little bit better than it might seem. And then, of course, he brings a revive as well on a 4-turn cooldown on his A3, and so lovely little level 50 support champion. I've got him built out right now. He's already at like 50,000 health or something, so I've been able to build him up pretty tanky. In the name of making him just a bit tankier, I am going to send him up to 5 stars level of Ascension so that we can get his amulet equipped and just get a bit more defensive stats that way as well. But I think that Tolog is fine to be left as he is. And ooh, can I just say, man, as inefficient as it is meant to be ranking up champions like Samson, who I'm only going to be using in Faction Wars, you know, it feels a little bit inefficient. I like to rank up champs that are going to give me a market upgrade into multiple areas of the game. It is kind of fun going in and upgrading some slightly suboptimal champions and getting them getting the fulfilling like a key role on the account, but just for one sort of specific area. It's kind of cool, man. Now, Akemtum is one of these champs that I'm going to be able to use, honestly, in multiple areas of the game. I think I'll go ahead and use chickens for the Akemtum. This would definitely be a fun champ for me to give a test run out into Hydra and see what he can do there as well. So maybe I will use him in other areas. Akemtum is also fantastic when used in a stun set. So even if you're not using him anywhere else in the game, he has a very, very unique passive where his A1, you know, he's spreading poisons across all enemies, and on his A2, he's spreading Hex across all enemies. And then his passive, 100% chance when bucked up, and I think I will eventually buck up the Akemtum. Why not? It's just Epic Tomes and I've got plenty, so has an 80% chance or 100% chance when bugged of inflicting damage from one poison debuff to enemies under Hex whenever their allies receive damage from poison. So the more you can just be triggering the crap out of the poisons, the more damage you're going to spread across everybody. And this passive and the damage that this passive deals, with no cooldown by the way, can actually trigger the stun set, like the stun artifact set, to land its stuns, which is kind of insane. It's a very, very strange sort of mechanic. Like very, very few of the champions in the game even work like this. And so yeah, I am also going to break my own rule a little bit here and go ahead and I think ascend up the Akemtum to 6 stars outside of a CVC. Normally I'd wait until a CVC's up, but for the sake of progressing in Skinwalker's faction crypts while it's open today, right now, I'm going to go ahead and ascend him up as well. We've actually got a couple of pieces of gear that we could place on the Akemtum as well, man. So what have we got here? Is this the crit damage amulet? I think I had a crit damage amulet leveled up and ready to go. There it is. Maybe this is the one. No, this is the one right here. Okay, so it's a blue crit damage amulet. It's only rank 5, but it did double roll into accuracy, and we do need to make his accuracy up just a little bit. And then for the final banner spot, we've also got a rank 12 banner right here just now with the accuracy main stat, bit of attack stats, but also that all-important double speed roll. Want the Akemtum to be quite fast, right, with how much debuff spread he's able to get off when he's pretty quick. So go ahead, slam this on him as well. Gets his accuracy up to a decent number. Of course, when I eventually roll this accuracy banner up to rank 16 during the next artifact enhancement, he's going to be even better than this. He's also lacking a little bit of crit rate, but he also has no masteries farmed right now, and so yeah, he's going to lack a little bit of crit rate until then. So the Samson is already built out with almost 100% crit rate. I think that his stats are pretty fine. Obviously, we've got a lot of levels to put into him to actually bulk his stats up by a hell of a lot. So yeah, we've got that to do in just a second. This is the build as it stands right now on Meat Carver Torlog. As you can see, about 50,000 health. Not too bad. I think that's some kind of like defense amulet would be totally fine here on Torlog. I'm not going to put a pinpoint piece on him because he doesn't require accuracy at all. Just under the advantage of this champion. Very, very simple and easy to build rare champ. We've got a happy little amulet right here that we could just roll on up. I mean, could the rolls here go so bad that I don't take this up to at least 12? I mean, probably not, right? Oh my god, it actually triple attack rolls. Maybe one day we can go ahead and sort of just rework this item a little bit, see if we can get like a crit damage with like a triple roll of some kind, or see if we can get this to be like a triple accuracy roll or something in future. But for now, Torlog can just hold on to it, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Who else am I going to use it on, really, you know? Again, probably going to leave Torlog at level 50. I don't think there's any real reason to go ahead and take him up to 6 stars. And the last champ that we're throwing into the mix as well is good old Basher. Do we ascend him up to 5 stars as well? We probably do, right? This is one of those champs that's like, he can be built out as a damage dealer. I don't know that his damage scaling is that amazing. If I'm wrong about that, has anybody built out a Basher? Is he worth taking up to level 60? What do you guys think? I know that he has a couple of, not attack all skills, but he has a 4-time random hit that places block buffs on his A3. And so, you know, not bad. The A2s and attack all enemies increase the cooldown of all of the target's skills by 2/10. So also a little bit of extra wave control there as well. I just wonder if I can get away with leaving him at level 50, or if he's worth taking up to 60. Let me guys know if you guys have ever built him out before. I think I will go ahead and ascend him up to 5 stars, just so we can get the amulet on him. Bam, there it is, a little bit of champion training tournament points right there. Yeah, I think it's way better to ascend up champions during CVC, but you know, we sort of push for time here just a little bit. Okay, we'll go ahead and just throw a pinpoint crit damage amulet on him, get his accuracy up a little bit as well. Yeah, he could really use an accuracy banner to sort of help out here a little, but you know what, for now, I think he's doing maybe okay. He might be a little bit of a liability in terms of how squishy he is into faction wars, but well, there's only one way to find out. Actually, first and foremost, for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to pop like 1 billion energy potions real quick. What I'm actually going to do is, don't worry, I'm going to cut out the next 2 hours or however long this takes for you guys, but I'm going to farm up the currently active Sand Devils Necropolis tournament with my Ninja and Neri team. Farmed up some food champions here, but I've went ahead and I've queued in the Samson and the Akemtum, and so yeah, we're going to put some levels into those guys during champ training, during Sand Devils, maximum efficiency. I catch up with you guys in a couple of hours once those guys have some levels, man. It's going to be a while. We can go cook food, I guess. And alright, man, let's do this many hours later, and as I'm running out of time, only 20 minutes left on these goddamn faction crypts right now, let's take at this challenge with our all-new team, man. Scabrys, get the hell out of there. We gotta get a Kemptum in here, man. Let's rock and roll, man. I'm particularly interested in seeing what kind of damage Samson can actually pull out, given that he's not even close to being fully built, really. Only managed to get those 2 nerds up to level 54. After all, good old Coronar coming in with this provokes. The damage from the Akemtum isn't going to be super great for the time being, but Samson should be able to come in and take care of business real quick, like he does just now. Okay, very nice. Considering the guy is missing a banner, we should be doing pretty okay without him for the stages that we're on, but yeah, he's gonna be an interesting one to build out, man. He was one of those champs that I pulled, Samson the Masher, that I wasn't like super blown away when I first pulled him. Little did I know how instrumental he might be into our faction wars progression. So, you know, also some of you guys actually called me out for that, man, saying that he can actually smack when he's fully built out, and that I was wrong to despair when we pulled Samson the Masher. So I guess I'm going to be putting that theory to the test in the coming weeks when I eventually, you know, during CVC, fully ascend him up, get his banner on, get him all the way up to level 60, maybe some masteries farm, that kind of thing, and see where we end up. But for now, let's just see how far we can progress in the good old faction crypts, man. Well, there's the first crypt down, nice and easy. Moving straight on to the next one against the boss. And alright, here we go, boss time it is. Samson coming in, failing to land the stun against the ads. This is where Tolog could come in really big. Good old rare champion Tolog and his revive. And so let's see if he ends up coming clutch as well at some point in this fight. If anybody starts to go down, like good old Basher, man. Ooh, Basher might just not be the right choice to have a level 50 in this. He might just be a little bit too squishy. But with Tolog there to pick him up, maybe it just doesn't so much matter. Guess we're going to find out very soon. Nope, he lives to survive another round. Oh. Well, down he goes. He gets picked up by the Tolog revive instantly. We've really got to get these ads dead, man. Goddamn Samson just getting frozen every single round. Not helping us out here. Oh my god, we actually get it done. Okay, tight, dude. Let me tell you something, man. Big Tolog meat carver. He actually got 3 revives off on the Basher in that final fight there, man. Damage isn't that grand. Interestingly, Akemtum is like massively out-damaging the Samson, even though Akemtum is like, all of his damage is like small instances of damage, but doing a job for us. Let's keep on pushing on ahead. This has gone pretty well, man. I'm just happy that we got the boss down and got 3 stars on that. Good old Tolog, man. Most underrated rare champion, at least in my entire roster. Alright, tight. Another stage down. Dude, this is going really smooth, honestly. I'm pretty damn pleased with this. And to be fair, it wants to be going pretty smooth too, because we have literally 11 minutes until this faction crypt closes for the day. So let's see what rewards we can actually get in that time. But this is really promising, man. I can build on this, you know. The Basher might actually need to go up to level 60, to be honest, in order to continue to be useful in this team. All he's really good for right now is increasing the cooldowns on enemy skills against the waves, but he's kind of squishy because of the way that I've built him out. Maybe I just build him out to be tankier and faster and just use him as like a utility bot and forget about trying to hit 100% crit. That might be a thing as well. Man, the thing I really like about good old Samson as well is that his A2, how it attacks again on another like attack all enemies skill. It like repeats the attack again if the attack kills an enemy. So he's going to buff himself up with crit damage and then just launch himself in, and god damn it, it's weak hits all over the place, as if to make my point just look absolutely terrible. I thought he was going to get the kill on the one guy and get to repeat the attack, but never mind. 5 weak hits out of 5 it is. Oh god, feels bad, man. Why does that always happen whenever the camera's rolling, you know what I'm saying? But hey, there you have it, man. We're gonna clear it up once again. I don't know if we even have enough keys left to try and clear the next stage on top of this, but you know what? I just wanted to share this small victory with you guys. I think it's important to share these little milestones, these little pushes forward, and yeah, we have one key short from being able to push in any further, but we do just ascend up like 4 or 5 stages, no problem, and we're really showing no signs of slowing down either. I think 17, 18 should be a bit of a dawdle, might need a few more levels on 1 or 2 more of the guys, maybe some skill books and stuff like that to actually finish all of this off, but we're in a much, much better spot than we were before, which is the most important thing, right? Soul stones, we pick ourselves up 4, epic skill tome, and how much silver is this? 500,000 silver. Not too shabby, gentlemen. Now I'm just going to go back in real quick and just spend the last of my keys because we have like 9 minutes left. And alright, man, all in all, I'd say that went pretty well. Now, what am I going to be leveling up next towards the end of the current champion training tournament? Because I do have a few more levels I want to go ahead and start throwing into, folks. And honestly, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Ethelyn the Golden. I have a 6-star perfect soul sitting there waiting to use for Ethelyn the Golden, man. And why do I want to use this guy? Because, well, he's an attack-based champ. Damage dealer is always more fun to build out, but he also brings block active skills and True Fear, both woven into the same double hit skill on his A2. And so, my plan is build this guy out, see what we can do, specifically into the Chimera clan boss, where each of these 2 skills kind of unlock various trials during the fight, and to see how hard he can hit, man, give him a good old trial run. He's a champion that I've covered a couple of times in top Chimera epic champion videos. You know, I've seen other people talk about him as well, other content creators also picking up on Ethelyn as a potential option to take into Chimera clan boss. Let's see how good he actually is. I'm going to give the guy a good old test run, and so that's going to be a fun one to build out as well. Oh, also, this happy little champion right here, man, Kunoichi might also go ahead and take her up to level 50 at least, just to help out my Shadowkin faction wars a little bit. This is a champ that I want to believe in. You can see I've already went ahead and spent the skill books into her. Want to give her a try, see what she's made of. She's not a champion that's spoken about all that often, you know, in like top epic champs videos and stuff. But I want to give her a shot, man. She's going to tackle enemies with a 100% chance of placing Leech on a 310 on a A2. Actually, maybe that's 410 fully booked. 310 cooldown, A3, strong version ally protection on all allies, and 50% 10 meter fill for herself, which is just, yeah, very, very lovely. Also an interesting little passive as well. And so I kind of want to give her a good trial run out in the Shadowkin faction too, and see if I'm right to go ahead and call her out as one of the more underrated epic champs on this account for us to build out, man. And let's be honest, it's also nice to go back and just build out some epic champions every now and again and make kind of like fun little videos like this one without having to spend a billion legendary skill tomes on all of these legendary champs that I have waiting in the wings. Just don't really have the legendary books to take that many new legendary champs all the way up to max, you know, and fully build them out just yet. So putting some of these guys in the back burner for the time being. Forgive me. Alright, man, that is going to do it for today's happy little account update video, I guess, for the main account. I haven't just done like a random little account update video for the main account for a long time, so I hope you guys did enjoy this one. And speaking of second accounts, man, why not join me on my free-to-play account to create a second account of your own, or just get a fresh start in Raid Shadow Legends right now using my beginner promo link to get your hands on 4 free champions, the starter champion of which is going to be the legendary champion, Karato Foxhunt. And all you got to do is create a new account right now using my beginner promo link down below at the top of the video description box. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this happy little Skinwalker progress. Finally, the faction is starting to not absolutely suck massive amounts of chode on this main account, and it feels good. I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.